Hello, my friends. Again, let me say welcome to another episode of John Sports Corner. And I'm going to tell you this. The egg has cracked. And once the egg has cracked, you can't seal the egg. John Sports Corner is running ragged out there. And we're going to bring you some updates, hopefully, on some of the things that we have discussed in the past. Still waiting for Asafa Powell to call John. Still waiting for Usain Bolt to call John. But what I would like to do, and I propose, is relative to our last conversation, we need to get the J3As also to come and clear the air, John, as to what Asafa Powell wants them to do. Okay, so my friends, let me say that's a continuation of last week's program. If you never watched it, you need to go back and watch that interesting program. So let me turn you over at this time to John on John Sports Corner. John, welcome to your corner, John Sports Corner.
Thank you so much, Trevor. And once again, a very good afternoon to our friends and family. Thank you for visiting John Sports Corner on the SosoBone Media Network. Of course, you know, today, Wednesday, the 30th of April, is the last Wednesday in the month of Reuben. As of tomorrow, we go into the month of Simeon. So, folks, again, thanks for listening or visiting John Sports Corner. Before we forward into this afternoon sports roundup, let me again invite you into Winner's Circle Radio Store in the SosoBone shop and shop till you drop. Of course, a lot of merchandise there, including T-shirts, backpacks, mugs, and of course, sorrel. And we can't, of course, leave out the great Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. It's there. Get a few packets. Let us talk sports as usual. We start with birthdays. I think I might have a little frog in my throat this afternoon, Trevor. Pardon the frog. But yesterday, Andre Russell, Jamaican West Indies cricketer, celebrated a birthday. And a young Jamaican athlete, Akira Nugent, the hurdler, celebrated a birthday. Today, former Olympian Davian Clark celebrates a birthday. So too, the former great NBA player Isaiah Thomas, he celebrates a birthday. A good friend of ours, Mr. Bunny Byfield, celebrates a birthday. If you want to call him Mr. Soccer, he celebrates. And so too, Terry Ricardo Thomas, a 400 runner out of Jamaica. On Friday, another good friend of mine and scribe, journalist, Aubrey Campbell will celebrate a birthday. On Saturday, Trevor, probably my favorite boxer of all time, former great Sugar Ray Robinson, would have celebrated a birthday on Saturday.
Hold on. More favorite than Muhammad Ali?
Sugar Ray Robinson, my favorite boxer of all time.
Okay.
I tell you, Trevor. Let me first offer sincere condolences to the family of fellow Hall of Famer Lindel Muddy Wright, who lost his brother Anthony Wright yesterday. Anthony represented Jamaica Colts in cricket, Jamaica youth cricket team in 1966-67, and he was also a member of the Boys Town Senior Cricket Championship team in 1970. And for those who might know Lindel Muddy Wright, Anthony is also the younger brother of the former great Jamaica and West Indies cricketer Holly Smith.
Oh, yes.
Or should I say O'Neill Gordon Smith. So certainly condolences to the Wright family, and certainly Anthony Rest in peace, my friend.
Yes. Yes.
Start with track and field as the Penn Relays closed a double weekend of track and field last weekend. And I'll touch on a few of the results to reminisce, to bring back memories. Jamaica College's Michael Andre Edwards, the triple jump winner, with a leap of 15.95 meters.
Okay.
Any of his 5 legal jumps would have won the event. Same with Despero Ray of Kingston College in the shot put with a throw of 20.87 meters, and any of his 4 legal throws would have won the event,
Wow.
as he was the only thrower to exceed 20 meters. Edwin Allen's Addison James won the javelin with a flight of 65.98 meters, and Trevor, he again was the only athlete thrower to go past 60 meters.
Wow.
On the girls' side, Jamaica ran the board in the discus, taking the first 4 places with Excelsior's Najhada Seymour, the winner, with a toss of 51.01 meters. In the triple jump, St. Jago's Jade Ann Dawkins' opening jump of 13.18 meters was the winner. Her 3rd consecutive triple jump championship at the Penn Relays. She joins another Jamaican, Kimberly Williams, as the only 3-peater in triple jump at the Penn Relays. And this is high school I'm talking about, of course.
Yeah, but you know, John, I'm so happy that you are identifying these young people, because I'm still trying to. You mentioned some names, John, that I never knew, or they have disappeared from our history, and I'm so thankful that you are immortalizing them now on this program. But you mentioned triple jump and all those things. Are we aware of any of these people also getting the type of recognition from Jamaica that we see get, like Shellyan is getting and Usain is getting, John? For their sport, and they seem to be excelling, John.
In terms of the seniors or from the high school level?
Well, I don't know if the seniors of the high school end up going into the seniors, but I would think that at any level, when someone excels, it should not be separated by age. Um, if you're excelling as a high schooler and you're breaking high school records, I think that is a part of the history of the school and should be documented.
Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned, like Kimberly Williams, she has
Yes.
been pretty successful as a triple jumper for Jamaica
Well, that is why I brought it
in
up,
the
because
past.
because it's 3 years in a row, right?
But yeah, she won in high school. She
Yes.
won the triple jump 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, and which is quite commendable, you know.
Yes, very much so.
Girls high school javelin throw, Dior Ray Scott of St. Augustine from the Bahamas was the winner.
Mhm.
And either of her last 2 throws would have won the event. The 5th throw was 48.41 meters, and the winning throw, the 6th throw, was 48.56 meters.
Okay.
After being disqualified at champs last month in the class 1 4x100 meter relay, Calabar redeemed themselves by winning the championship of America in
Oh,
39.79 seconds.
okay.
Archbishop John Carroll, DC, was second, upsetting a Jamaica sweep of the first 6 places, Kingston College third. Meanwhile, St. George's College won the boys' international 4x1 relay in 40.64 seconds.
Wow. Whew.
Now, we talk about, let me just talk about the international relay, Trevor, for a quick second?
Yes.
These are the teams that didn't make, or should I say, the high schools that didn't make the final, which is the first 9.
Uh-huh.
So the second 9 run in that international relay, and St. George's College won that relay.
And they're doing it in 40.6?
40.64 seconds. Not bad.
Not bad.
And despite Olympic gold medalist Quincy Wilson in their team and running a blistering 43.99 second final leg, it wasn't enough for the Bully School, as Kingston College, with a winning time of 3 minutes 5.93 seconds, won the Championship of America 4x4 relay, and in the process defending their title.
Oh, sometimes I wonder what they're feeding those 40s boys, you know.
Well, I'm not sure that how much white yellow yam they eat, you know, Trevor. Or it could be some banana, lacatana, or Ghost Michel. You know. But certainly interesting that Martina Rose anchored for the Kingston College 4x4 team, while Taj Marquis White didn't run the final. Now, backing up to Carifta the week before, Taj Marquis White ran the final for Jamaica in the 4x4.
Yes.
Martina Rose didn't run the final in the 4x4. So we haven't heard why Taj Marquis White didn't run the final at Penn Relays this time. But I tell you, and if he had run, all this talk about Quincy Wilson and the time he ran, it would be moot, because Taj Marquis Wright would have put on more lengths in that 4x4. But
could be some politics there, you know.
Well, I did hear something, but I can't mention it since I can't confirm it.
Okay, well, when you get the bone, bring the bone back to the SosoBone.
You know? Yeah. Anyway, Trevor, 1-2 for Edwin Allen and Heidel in the Championship of America Girls 4x100 meter relay final. Edwin's winning time 44.23 seconds. Bullis again placed 3rd, breaking up a Jamaica top 4 finish. A Jamaica 1-2-3-4 finish in the high school girls international 4x100 meter relay. St. Jago the winner in a record time 46.02 seconds, bettering the old record of 46.32 seconds. And St. Jago was followed by Excelsior, Vere Tech, and Mount Alvernia. Heidel led home the girls in the Championship of America Girls High School 4x400 meter relay with a record run of 3 minutes 30.42 seconds, bettering the previous record of 3 minutes 32.77 seconds. And of course, again, Trevor Bullis played bridesmaid again, finishing second with Edwin Allen 3rd.
Oh.
And I think along with the field events results overall, Jamaican high schoolers did quite well at these Penn relays. But what about college athletes and some of our seniors? Onika Wilson, representing Clemson University, won the college women's 100 hurdles championship in 12.94 seconds. Rashid Foster of Michael won the college men's 100 championship in 10.46 seconds. Michael also the winner of the college men's 4x100 meter relay championship in 40.89 seconds. Tritania Lowe, GC Foster College, won the college women's long jump championship with a leap of 6.30 meters. Jamaica's Olympic triple jump silver medalist, Shanika Ricketts, won the Olympic Development Women's Triple Jump with a leap of 14.17 meters. Meanwhile, Bermuda's Jahai Perinchief won the Women's Olympic Development Triple Jump with a leap of 16.86 meters. The college women's triple jump championship was won by Clemson's Shante Foreman with a leap of 12.73 meters.
Question, John. When you say Olympic development, does that mean that this is something that is sponsored by the Olympic Association?
I can't say, Trevor. I really don't know.
Okay.
Or if it's just a part of one of the events of the pen release, but that is something I can certainly find out about.
I mean,
easily.
You know, John, when we're covering track and we're talking about high school performance and how outstanding it is, it sort of brings to the fore some of the conversations we have been having about the other sports like soccer and cricket, where we're not using and not advancing high schoolers to the table until much later in their career, you know, John. Question.
But I have one for you coming up in cricket, you know, Trevor.
Okay.
So when I get there, we'll develop that a little bit more.
Okay.
But before we go to a break, just wanted to say this, that the J3 is named their World Relay Squad. The women for the 4x100 and 4x100 relay and the 4x100 mixed relay are Nisha Berger, Tina Clayton, Serena Cole, Sharika Jackson, Natasha Morrison, Shelly Ann Fraser Price, Alana Reed, and Crystal Slowly. The 4x100 meter relay and the 4x100 mixed relay squad for men are Akeem Blake, Johan Blake, Julian Fort, Rashid Foster, Brian Level, Javari Thomas, Kishane Thompson, and Rohan Watson. The 4x4 meter relay and the 4x4 mixed relay for women's squad is Shanae K. Anderson, Kellyanne Beckford, Ronisha McGregor, Cheyenne Salmon, Rhonda White, Jodian Williams, and Stacy Ann Williams. The men's 4x4 relay and the 4x4 mixed relay squad is Zandrian Barnes, Xavier Brown, Demar Francis, Malik James King, Delano Kennedy, Rashid McDonald, and Therese Roden. The technical leader is Mark Elliott. Coaches are Paul Francis, Michael Frater, and Sean Michael Samuels. Tell you what, let's go to a break, but when we come back, we will have some more track and field, and we will certainly have cricket and soccer, netball, and much more down the road. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, and we are back, and let's talk more track and field. Diamond League season got going in China last weekend. Jordan Scott of Jamaica took the men's triple jump with a leap of 17.27 meters. Daniel Williams, the women's 100 hurdle winner in 12.53 seconds. The only other podium finisher for Jamaica was Sharika Jackson, who was second in the women's 200 in 22.79 seconds. And somebody asked me about that, Trevor. I'm wondering about Sharika. You know, she's coming off an injury last year. And people forget that the year before her big year, she was also coming off an injury year.
Yes.
But knowing the level of track and field coaching in Jamaica, I am not concerned about Sharika at this point, or Shelley, any of our top sprint athletes, because they have still not, even with the world relays coming up, I don't think they have sharpened yet to try to give up their best. They'll give up their best based on where they are now, but there is another level of preparation that they have not touched on yet.
They have not peaked as yet.
Peaked.
Yeah.
And sometimes you hear the athletes say that they are still loaded. I'm still trying to figure out what loaded means, but I know they're not peaking yet.
Well, it reminds me of the Ministry of Sports a couple of years ago when she was talking about Usain and Johan and Nestor and those guys. And she said, they don't see anything yet. We have some in the farm. Come in.
Yeah. And what I believe what it really comes down to, like approaching the big championship, the ones that really count, when they start doing a lot more speed work than the heavy work.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I never forget as a youngster trying to do track in high school, and the coach comes, the first evening he comes and he said to me, I mean, I try to do hurdles and the 100, of course. And then the coach comes to me, and says, well, fellas, this afternoon, we are going to be running 5 300s in such and such a time. So, say what, coach? And there are you running 600s in such and such a time, and you probably, the only rest to get is maybe to walk one lap, and then the next one, and walk one lap. Yeah. So, and the weight training, of course, that goes along with it. And at some point, they start to taper those down to get you ready for the big races.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I think that is part of let's face it, Trevor, the track and field coaches in Jamaica we have some very good coaches right now.
Yes, that we do.
And sometimes you sit down and listen to some of them talking track and field, they cut their teeth on track and field, And it just even backing up a little bit. You're looking now at, they used to say Jamaica is a sprint factory. But in the last few years, high schools have been bringing in athletes from African countries to run the distance events. And initially there were complaints about the Africans coming in. But I think this is going to even further the development of middle distance, long distance runners in Jamaica.
Yes.
Because even now, there are a lot of organizations that have these 5Ks and 3Ks and 10K races going on in Jamaica.
Yes.
And at some point, it has to impact some youngster who maybe loves running long distance and is not a sprinter.
Or used to chase a goat.
And even further to that, you look at the recent pen relays, pen relays, but Carifta too. How many of our youngsters are beginning to win field events?
Right.
So our our athletics is going beyond just sprinters now.
That's right.
You know, it's broad. We are broadening our horizon,
Well,
and that is good.
and also, you know, the popularity of soccer, the Reggae Boys. They might
Hmm.
not have win a World Series, but the brand is very, very popular. Same thing goes with netball. Again, that's not track and field, but we are not taking any prisoners also.
Right.
Okay. So it stands to reason that we should be not only going deep, but we're going wide.
Yeah.
We're going wide as well.
You know, you were talking track and field here, Trevor. But you remember when we had Wendy and talking about swimming,
Oh yes. Oh
and
yes.
she talked about the breaststroke helping athletes to jump.
Yes, 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 yes.
I found that very interesting, you
Yeah,
know.
that they're
Yeah,
taking better flight based on
yeah. For some reason, apparently breaststroke help, you know.
mm, interesting.
Anyway, Trevor, let's move along. Some more track and field news. Some major track and field meets ahead of us. Of course, I just mentioned the World Relays, which is in Guangzhou, China, next week, May 10th and 11th. Of course, there are the three remaining Grand Slam meets
Hmm.
scheduled for Miami this weekend. Miami, 2nd through the 3rd of May. There's a Philadelphia meet, May 30th to June 1st.
Hmm.
And then the final meet in Grand Slam in LA, June 27th to the 29th.
Uh-huh.
There's also the Diamond League scheduled. There are 13 more Diamond League meets, including the two-day finale,
Uh,
August 27th and 28th in Zurich,
mhm.
and the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, September 13th through the 21st. So a lot of track and field. Um, and of course, I don't mention the minor meets, you know, like the Jamaica National Championships. You have the European Championships. America have their, US have their championships, you know, but a lot of track and field ahead of us.
Yes, yes.
Bahamas will not be sending a team to Guangzhou World Relays.
Mm.
Chief Executive of the Bahamas Association of Athletics Associations, Maybelline Miller, says the country does not have the legs to compete. In other words, athletes have not made themselves available for the relays.
Ah.
This year's event includes 6 relay disciplines: the men's and women's 4x1 and 4x4, the mixed 4x1 and 4x4. The mixed 4x1 will be contested for the first time.
My question, John, is it the government that is making the decision in regards to Bahamas, or was their program financed? Because on many occasions, John, you would love to say that you want to introduce your athletes to the atmosphere, um, you know, where first class competition is taking place, just so that as a part of their training. And I say this because in watching the Mumbai Indians and other Indian leagues, when I look up in the stands, John, I see the high school cricket teams up there and watching the game, watching the way the science of the game, okay, and learning from being a spectator. So I would hope, John, that it's not a financial decision that is impacting them not being able to learn and to be exposed, John, to be exposed to competition at the highest level and prepare themselves for it as they gain experience, John.
No, you know, but the word relays now is not a high school situation. It's seniors, and if the athletes don't make themselves available, for this event, then you just don't have a team to send.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think what has happened in some cases with the Bahamas, some of their senior athletes are in college, and they apparently cannot get the time off from college to go to the World Relays.
Mm.
So I think, for instance, from what I understand, they had 4 athletes for the sprint relays, but you need 5.
Spear.
So, they decided not to go. And not the first time they have not been to the World Relays.
Okay.
As I mentioned, the Grand Slam this weekend in Miami, the second leg, Jamaica's 100 hurdler, Olympic bronze medalist Megan Tapper to line up in the 100 hurdles for women. She replaces Puerto Rico's Jasmine Camacho Quinn, who has scratched from the event.
Mm.
Also scratching from Miami's leg of the Grand Slam is Jamaica's 2-time world champion 400 hurdle bronze medalist, Rochelle Clayton.
Mm.
Congratulations certainly due to middle distance star Natalia Gould-Tappin of Jamaica, who has been inducted into the Clemson University Athletics Hall of Fame.
Mm.
She competed for Clemson for just 1 season, and where she won the NCAA Indoor 800 in record time. Moving along to cricket, lovely cricket, you recall the Cricket West Indies 4-day final between Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana, in which Veerasamy Permaul and Kevlon Anderson pleaded guilty to level 2 breaches of the Cricket West Indies Code of Conduct and were fined 75% and 90% respectively of their match fee.
Was that spitball, John, or was that hairball?
That was tampering, ball tampering, they call it, Trevor. Well, they are now taking legal action to challenge the ball tampering charges.
Mm-hmm.
Both players contend that their admissions were made under pressure.
Duress.
They call it that. The court filings allege that the match referee, Michael Ragunath, presented the players with an ultimatum to plead guilty and pay the fine or face 100% fine and suspension if they pursued a hearing.
Oh, I think they got a case, John.
You may recall also, Trevor, that when I reported this story a few weeks ago, I wondered what other action Cricket West Indies may take against both players and referred to the 2018 ball tampering case of former Australia captain Steve Smith and his vice captain David Warner, who drew 1-year suspensions for a similar ball tampering breach against South Africa. Both Veerasamy Permaul and Kevlon Anderson have the full backing of the Guyana Cricket Board.
Okay, and that's where the money is.
The Cricket West Indies 2025 Women's T20 Blast schedule for May 1st through the 11th in St. Vincent will see Barbados, Guyana, Jamaica, the Leeward Islands, Trinidad and Tobago, and host Windward Islands vie for the championship. The top 2 teams following the round-robin preliminary round will play the final. The team captains are Trishan Holder for Barbados, Shemaine Campbell for Guyana, Rashada Williams for Jamaica, Amanda Edwards for the Leeward Islands, Anissa Mohammed for Trinidad and Tobago, and Zayda James for the Windward Islands. The schedule calls for 3 games each day. So on opening day, May 1st, Guyana plays the Leeward Islands, Barbados plays Trinidad and Tobago, while the Windward Islands plays Jamaica. All matches will be broadcast live on the Windies Cricket YouTube channel.
Okay, okay.
I tell you what, Trevor, why not let's go to a break and we'll come back with more cricket because we have the Cricket West Indies Breakout League to talk about and some other very interesting cricket news that we will share with our viewers, our listeners. So we'll be right back.